Okay. On my notes. Alright, the purpose of today is to prepare us for the 12-week challenge. So in previous challenges, some of you have been involved in some, others haven't, but in previous challenges, some of the feedback I have got from trainers especially is that in some parts of it they didn't really feel ready, or they didn't know what was going on. Like Brandon, you said to me with the communication, you didn't know what the participants were being told, so when they asked you, you didn't know what to tell them. So I wanted to cover everything about getting ready for the 12-week challenge, and we're going to include some fitness testing in that as well for those that are involved on that first day with skin folds and measurements, so to make sure we're doing the same thing every time. Alright, so at any time if you've got any questions or I've missed something out or you want something clarified about it, just ask. Okay, so what we're going to cover today is the schedule, 12-week challenge schedule, and I'm going to hand out, pass those around, take one, pass it around. I'm sure you've all seen it, but I want everybody to have this on them here. We're going to cover the measurement days at beginning, middle and end, and what we do on those and the important aspects of them. And we're going to finish off with fitness testing, why it's important, why we do it, do some practical testing on especially the two that are actually going to be doing fitness testing. Alright? Okay, so before I start into going through what we're doing with this challenge, I want to talk a bit about what we love about the 12-week challenge. Those who've been involved before. Anyway, what do we love about it?
The family sort of feel that it brings to
the family feel?
Yeah.
You're trying to say like the tribal mentality?
We all stick together and like we end up being friends, not just throughout the challenge but onwards.
Yeah.
And that's what's so good about it.
It's more about having fun.
The fun. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult for clients, new members to come into the gym and actually have fun. You know, the more people you connect with, things become more fun even if you're in pain. Anything else?
It's rewarding.
For you as a trainer?
As a trainer, as a member, as like you just when you see your clients achieving their results, and when your members or you like as a member when you start achieving your own results, like that's incredibly rewarding, which you may not necessarily see in everyday gym to gym.
All in one place.
Well, that's right. At least you're dedicated and you're held accountable for that 12 weeks, and you are watching your progress very, very closely throughout those 12 weeks, whereas you may not be doing that like when you're not restricted to 12 weeks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So talking about that tribal sort of feeling, that family, the community within the gym the 12-week challenge creates, why is that so important to Good Life? Why is it so important to the club and the company in general?
Keeps the members coming back.
Keeps members coming back. Retention. Hugely important.
Gives us a name that the other gyms don't have.
Yeah.
Like the 24-hour gyms, you walk in there and it's just like, it's very eerie and it's horrible, but you walk in here, everyone's talking to each other.
Yes.
It's so different, yeah.
Yep. So those that have done the challenge before, I'll just pick out a few of you. What's the best thing about it? What's the best that you've spoken a bit, Jenna? Tom, what's the best thing that you have taken out of the challenge as a trainer?
Changing people's lives. That's my, because I haven't had much to do with any other parts of the challenge because of my own commitments, but training clients one-on-one and seeing their results and seeing how it affects them in their everyday life, that's the biggest thing.
And does that, so you haven't been involved in a lot of the group stuff in 12-week challenge, but training those clients, so for example, Sandra, how much is 12-week challenge a part of your training? So, like, is it mentioned a lot where she started and that type of thing? Yeah. So that's still really forefront in their mind.
Changed her life.
Brandon, what's the best thing for you? One thing.
12 challenge?
Yeah, about 12-week challenge.
I personally get to know the members more.
Yeah, getting to know the members. Really
Not just my clients, like I get to know my clients more, we are closer, and for generally other members, I get to know them a lot more.
Do you know anything about a USI number?
Oh, a unique student identifier.
So you do, I'll do it with you after.
Yeah, so getting to know clients. That's one of the best things I find as fitness director as 12-week challenge too, is every challenge I get to know another 60 members and I keep track of them. You know what I mean? They're really engaged in the club culture and they always know and recognise me, and that's the great thing about the trainer being involved in it as well, even part of it. So for a different Pete, I'll go with you again, Brandon. What's the worst thing? If there's one thing you could change. Let's not call it worst. One thing you could change about it from last time to this time.
From last time to this time, I guess it's more of choosing the right activity and creating the right environment for people to enjoy. Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely. Who, Peter? What would you change? You've been involved in a couple now.
Hobby is mainly personal growth. I've changed the way I train myself as well as my clients.
Can you get it from front of the camera there on the video?
You
No, what I'm getting at there is what would you change about the challenge? What would you change? Like, what do you not like about it that you think would be improved?
I can't think of anything right now.
Has anybody else got one? Anything? What would you change, Jack, about the challenge? You've been involved in a few now.
What would I change? About how it's run?
Anything about the challenge? What's included? How we run it? Anything? How we do the measure days?
I think we're still doing those little seminars, aren't we, where we're trying to educate
Yeah.
people on.
We are. Yeah.
Sometimes I lose sight of how little people know about, macros or micros or whatever. So I think that's pretty important.
And touching on that as well, we generally just do it right at the beginning, like we do food
Similar.
labels and stuff. Why don't we revisit something similar but different week 6?
Yeah, we could, absolutely. I just put those two at the start of the challenge
It's only
because it's about getting a group together, getting them together as many times as possible.
Because we want to prevent people from dropping off,
Yeah.
and 9 times out of 10 it comes down to their diet. So why not bring some nutrition stuff in at the halfway point to sort of amp everyone up?
That's something, and you'll notice, Belle, on there, I haven't put in anything about a food preparation seminar. I haven't put it on the schedule because I don't want to lock it into a particular time, but Belle's mother, Karen, you remember her from a couple of challenges ago, is offered her house again, hasn't she? Yeah.
I've done it for her. I've offered
to do a session where we all get together and we actually cook or prepare food. And that's something I'd probably rather do after the halfway,
Yeah.
mainly because we'll have too many people to do it. We really can't do more than 20
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
that. So that's something that I'm keeping, in my back
We
pocket.
can accommodate for everyone, but
And that's another beautiful thing about the challenge, the way that it has a life of its own. Wouldn't you say? You know what I mean? Once you get to know your group, let's see what this group needs and see if we can provide that as part of the framework of the 12-week challenge.
Preventing it from kind of like, as the challenge go further in,
Yeah.
people don't get the same excitement anymore.
Yes,
So
yeah.
how do we
You're just idiots.
do stuff that would, reinstill the excitement halfway
Yes.
through, and so that it don't fall off.
So that's a real consideration there. We all know we get drop off in the challenge, don't we?
Yeah.
Usually it's about 50 to 60% of people finish it that start it. So what can we look at about the halfway point that's going to re-engage
We
people?
need to put the excitement back in at the halfway point that we do at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
It does, and that's the thing, people don't get excited about it after 6 weeks, especially, like, the Fit Fast and Strong people, yeah, most of them will finish it, but by the 6 week point, I don't know, anybody else has done it, you didn't technically do it, but you did the workouts, but come week 6, you just go, oh, you go, what am I doing?
It's a long time.
It is a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, let's think about that. What can we do at the halfway point? Should we do an event? Should we do something that's maybe not exercise related to engage the group? I don't know. I'm open to ideas. You don't have to answer me now. This is
Yeah.
stuff that we can think about
It's gonna help
when we
that
start
Jack's
engaging
all
with the
you can
groups out there on the outdoor sessions.
eat. Humpback Jack's all you can eat.
I didn't realise I did all you can eat.
Refresh them.
So that's a really valid point. A halfway re-engagement sort of strategy, if you like. So I'm open to anyone's ideas. If you've got ideas
Outdoor
for that.
barbecue, stuff like that works well.
Bad food.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is talk about the measurement days. This is how it works. We are running with 3 stations. And they are, I'm going to write it so everybody can visualise it. Meet, greet, weigh, forms.
So is this Next Saturday?
Next Saturday,
It is
14.
next Saturday, yeah.
FD office, we are doing scribe, measure person. So we need 2 people in there, and I'll tell you who they are in a minute. And down here, poor old Brandon down the back here, taking photos. So we'll set up the same way we did before, Brandon. You're going to have the thing here. I have the before and after sign. All right. So you're going to have, because I'm not going to be here on the first measure day. All right. I'm at Crossroads because there's no one else to do skin folds. So you need to make sure this is on the sign, on the right hand side. Just blue tack it on for every photo. We can't forget that. I'm going to leave that in my orange 12-week challenge folder. All right, so that'll be in there. I'll see everybody the day before anyway. Next Friday we'll set all this up. We'll actually set the thing up, stick it on. Just so you know that has to be
Are
there.
we going to do it in here again? Or?
The photographs have been done in here.
Okay.
The photograph order sheet. I want everybody to know what all the other stations involve so you can help each other on the day. The photo order sheet. Why is that important? Because I don't know anybody. When it comes to taking all those photos off camera, oh my God, who's this? So Brandon's just in the order they come in. 1, 2, 3, he writes their names down. And again, ticking on the top of their forms, photo taken. So Tom, who's the form organiser, can see, yes, I can see that they've taken their measurements. So the challenges are going to come in. I'm going to send them an email in the week leading up to the challenge saying print out page 11 to 15 for these sheets from your manual and bring them in with you. So most of them will bring it in and they will have completed their forms. So we've got the results guarantee form, their medical check and their clearance for us to use their image and their photographs. All right, so if they tick no on here, are we commenting on that? Are we trying to talk about it? No, it's up to them. If a person says, oh, I don't want to have a photo taken, what would you say? What do you think we should say to someone who doesn't want to have a photo taken?
Just explain that it's part of the judging criteria, just in case they're not aware of that.
And if I say, oh, I don't care about judging criteria, that's
fine.
not.
That's fine. Don't have a photo.
What I might say, if I was you, Brandon, or because all of you, they'll talk to all of you about this, oh, I'm not comfortable with my photo. What I would say is, get it taken anyway, and we'll just put it aside for you. It'll never go up on the website, it'll never be shown anywhere, but it's for you, for your before and after. Try to get them to do it for them.
Phone as well.
Even if you do it on their phone, yeah, let me do it on your phone, so you're sure that we won't use it.
Usually when I tell them, like, if you don't take it now, because you may feel like you're insecure or whatever, but by the time after the challenge and you lost a lot of weight and you want to show others that, look at my before and after, you wouldn't have that.
Well, it's not even that. Like with my mum, went through it,
Yep.
and halfway through she wanted to quit because she just hated it. She was like, "No, don't want to do it anymore. I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it. This is crap. I hate it." And then at the very end, she saw the 2 photos and was like, "Oh, I actually do look different." Where she didn't have the realization.
We used her before photo at the halfway point to re-motivate her.
To
really important.
And then she could actually look at herself in the mirror and go like, "I look so different." And that's what kept her going. If she didn't have that photo, she wouldn't have kept going. She would have quit. 100%, she would have quit. She hated it.
So that's going to be your skills, Brandon, really. And if they bring it up with the others, so Jenna and Elle, when they're talking to you, because you're the ones that are going to spend most time with them, skin folds, measurements, that type of thing, they may be saying to you, "Oh, look, I really don't want to have that photo taken." So it's up to you too. So that person then comes in, Brandon, with a jumper on. I'll take a photo, but I'm not taking my clothes off. There's no point trying to get them to show their midriff or anything like that if they're really.
Well, that's the thing. You'll still see it at the awards night, and you'll see photos of people who won't take their tops off, and things like females especially. And that happens. That's a female species sometimes.
When I communicate with them in the lead up to the measure day, I say to them, if people say to me, "I really don't want to show skin," I say, "Well, wear something that's fitted so we can see change."
Yeah.
So I do quite a lot of work before they get to you and have all of these hang-ups. Right, so I've covered these things.
Have you spoken to every single
everyone?
person?
I speak to every person many times before they
So
come.
do you ring them, or how do you?
So far, I've communicated with everybody by email.
Yeah.
On Monday, I put everybody's phone numbers into my phone and I save them in a group. So generally, I use text back and forth with them because it's really personal, so they can. And I say to them in the text, "Save my number because this is how I'm going to communicate with you." And then leading up to the actual weigh-in, I speak to most of them. And then at weigh-in, usually I see everybody, but I'll see them all at halfway point. So that's going to be you, Tom, personally. You're going to be doing what I do. So we are going to have 50 of these spares, because the worst thing is if people come in, they go, oh, I didn't bring my forms. So your job, Tom, is going to be, okay, I'll sit you down here at the front, the tables, get them to fill out, make sure they've got 3 forms and signed. And then this here is where we record their results. Remember that? We've used the same thing every year. And they carry that round with them. So I come in, oh, hey Brandon, have my photo taken. Brandon takes the forms, writes their name here, writes here, photo taken, tick, any notes that we might need to have. And then they've got that form. Then they go and it's not necessarily done in the same order. It's not come in, weigh, go in and see the girls for measurements and then come down here. It's whoever's free. And that'll be your job, Tom, that organising. Look, I'll take you down and get your photo taken first with Brandon. They come in here, take the photo, then. So you're letting them know until they've done all those 3 stations, they can't go. And then the last thing they do is leave the forms. So
Now,
if,
probably
so-
leave something to block the door if it's free. If it's closed, that means someone's in there.
so Elle, Jenna, Geeta and Karen are scribes. Alright, so in that room, you know, Geeta, you've been involved with before, so have you, Karen. It's a lot of hard work. You're going to do a million squats, up, down. So, but you're really probably the main people that are engaging these guys. Alright, so if you see up here, you're taking their girth measurements and writing it down. If you see that they haven't had a photo taken, you get them to hold on to it, say, drop this back into me or with Tom when you've had everything done. Most of the people have the photo taken first, have their weight done in, and that's the last thing that you do.
Yeah.
So if everything else is ticked off, you just keep that in the FD office. Really important, Tom, it's really easy to forget to weigh them.
Yeah.
I missed like 3 in the last challenge that I was entering the results and I didn't have a weight. Or I didn't write it down.
So it's meant to be me to weigh them.
Yeah, so you're pretty much just seeing only about 4 or 5 people will be coming up at a time. It'll be, some of them will not have forms, so that'll take a little bit of time, right? If you've got the forms all ready to go, right, great. Get them either into the FD office or down here at Brandon, or you take and weigh them. It's just a matter of just doing what's convenient and expedient. You get what I mean? So the most important thing, every station, all 3 stations are done.
Are they having like the tentative time booking like they have in previous times, like for weigh-in, or is they all just coming in at one time?
There's a
Yeah.
booking sheet at reception, so you know the pink see-through folder at reception?
Yeah.
At the moment it's got the registration of interest form on it, people who are inquiring about the
Yeah.
next information session, which is next Wednesday at 6.
Yeah.
Tom will be doing it, right? We try and drive everybody into that, get them to put their name there, and if you've referred, say, a client or something like that, right next to it, Janice client, will be coming to the information session. Just don't want to front camera.
Oh,
That's right, go there. You can
sorry.
And underneath that L is a
Yeah.
booking sheet. And probably we've already got about 30 bookings in there.
Awesome.
So as soon as someone signs up, I say, let me get you booked in straight away now.
Yeah, cool. Gotcha.
I will send out a text as soon as I've got all my texts, my group, who I know it's going to be. I'm going to say, anybody that hasn't booked a time for the 14th, give me a call, give reception a call, we'll get it booked.
Awesome.
So all of that's sort of ready.
Yeah, cool.
So does anyone need to see those forms? Everybody in the day will be walking around with one of those. That's the time sheet. There's one of those.
Oh, yeah,
that's
just
one
like
of the time.
previous times. Cool.
Now, this is what I've got down, Geeta and you 4, their scribes. I've got Jenna 8 till 10, Elle 10 till 11:30.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Karen, you're Jenna's scribe, and Geeta, you're with Elle.
Yeah.
Alright? Can everybody remember that? I will confirm it. Closer to the date.
Very good. Cool.
I would suggest that you're in the later one, be here earlier anyway, so be around to help, because it can get pretty hectic and
People
lively.
were coming in as early as 7:30.
No,
No, just booking in with them 8.
there are a couple of, no, 8 o'clock.
It is 8, or
A couple of clients couldn't come on the Saturday and I booked them the following Wednesday with Tom. You'll notice, Tom, there's one on there that I haven't got a name on, I don't even know who it is, I just wrote Tom. So you just have to see who turns up.
One of my clients couldn't measure on Saturday,
Yeah.
so probably so.
Yeah, I remember your client, I've written her as well, he's got 2, the young girl,
Mm.
yeah. There's another one. Okay.
What? Next Saturday's Valentine's Day.
Next Saturday is like
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Start
14th,
on-
no shit.
everybody's still doing it.
Right.
We're coming.
Okay, I'll talk a bit about communication
Seashell,
methods.
seashell.
Has anybody got questions on that? How I'm communicating to participants, how I'm communicating with you guys? with you guys every Friday, or every second Friday's PT meeting, but any other questions you have about 12-week challenge, not sure about something, it's either me or Tom. One or the other of us are here
We'll just
every day. Or just ring me
Text.
every time.
Send comments.
So the teams, I'm going to talk more later about group session training. I know that some of you have to leave, but we're going to do a full session on that as well today. But for the purposes of the 12-week challenge, the teams are this: Jack and Elle, Belle and Damien. What?
Can we do something on the skin folds?
We're going to do it straight up. Okay. Sure. And Brandon and Karen.
What time do you have to go?
12.
Yeah, we're going to do that now. It's the very next thing.
Well, me and Elle will go do skin folds with you. And
You are skin folds?
And then the rest of these guys
Yeah,
will
I
go
am.
go do the group training.
What's
We'll
that?
just split it. Me and Elle will go do skin folds and then this.
No, I'm going to skin folds in one place because it was so stuffed up badly. once.
Yeah, that's why me and Elle will do it with
Like-
Tom.
Like,
I'll be finished by 12. You two can chicken go. Yeah. Okay, so the teams, they're our teams. All right, we're going to talk about group session planning after this. Also, the other thing, WOWs, when they're released, when they're due. Workouts of the week. They come out on Friday at about 11:30 a.m. our time. All right, they have to be in by that time as well, but technically, if we get them in by about 1 o'clock, it's fine. 1 p.m. So if you've got clients in Fitter, Faster, Stronger, don't be out there doing their workout with them while we're having a PT meeting in here. Don't leave it that late. It's bad enough as it is. Tom and I are going to
I
be
never did that once.
the only people who should be doing that. The odd one, Tom or I will have to do staff or something like that hasn't been able to do it up until then. All right. So we know the times they have to be in. Do we know where to find videos on them? YouTube videos?
Yes, we get sent a link anyway.
Yeah, follow the links.
Yeah, the Facebook group.
You send it out anyway every week.
Yeah, I'm going to put all of you on the mailing list, so everything participants get, you guys will get as well every week. I'll print out the WOW score sheets every week and stick them in that manila folder in one of the trays in the FD office, so that's where you find them.
Same as last week.
So you take them, fill them in, sign them off, put them back somewhere where you can see them. For God's sake, don't hide them under all the stuff on top. Like put it across the in tray so that it's hanging out, so one of us sees it to enter it. Okay, the other thing I just did want to talk about fitness testing before we go and do a bit of practice on it is why do you think it's important to have a scribe in there? The person writing down the results. It's more important than the retesting than the actual testing.
Because when they've got the different types of results, so like you've done week 1 and you get to week 6, if they've like lost, then you congratulate them. If like they haven't, then
The scriber can read out the previous.
Yeah, the way I operate, the worst thing that can happen in the world is if I'm sitting here doing all the measurements, calling them out, then we go over, hey, let's have a look at your results. Oh shit, you put on a centimetre, put on weight, and that happens. There'll be 5 or 6 every challenge that they go backwards. They'll put on weight, and then, so Tom might weigh them and he'll say, oh, you know, let's just see what the skin folds say. Go in there, skin fold, they're bigger. It's awful. And the other good thing about having a scribe calling out the previous measurement is that if it's really out, you think, geez, am I actually on the right spot? Skin folds is really difficult to get right, get exactly right. We try to control the variables as much as we can by having the same people doing
we're
it.
doing 5 points this time, or we got 7?
Yeah, it's, so I'll pass it around.
I know it changed. Like they
No, it's
changed
5.
it. It's not.
It's just exactly the same as last time.
So inaccurate.
No, 4. It's 4.
Oh, it's 4.
Abdominal?
It's
No, it's always 4. Oh look, it's bad, and let's talk about that for a minute. It's bad in respect of converting it to a body fat percentage, and that's not really what I'm interested in skin folds for. What I'm interested in is, in week 1 it was this big, in week 6 it was this big. A comparison to self, rather than putting it through a formula and getting a body fat percentage. It's quite a different thing.
Yeah.
Skin folds don't always mean body fat percentage. So, abdominal midline, we're going to go through that right now. Okay, I need a guinea pig.
You may use me.
Are you going to get your top off?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so in 12-week challenge, how many of these are we doing in a day? It's really important that we fast at it. We want these people in and out in less than 4 or 5 minutes.
Don't judge me,
Okay, there's lots of ways, and Derek and Medi, you've just done your courses. There's lots of ways they teach skin folds. I'm going to teach you the quick way, all right? What's important? What's important when we're doing skin folds? What's important? What's important with any fitness test?
Consistent.
Consistency. Who said that? Yeah. And how do we ensure consistency?
Get the same people to do it.
Yeah.
Same people.
Same people to do it.
Exactly the same sites. The method that I have created here ensures we're getting exactly
Make
the same
sure
sites.
Blake is not 100 metres in the vicinity.
Ouch! She's flipping sticks.
All right. How do we feel? How do we feel, guys, about getting into people's space?
Just do it.
I feel good.
Doesn't bother me.
Do we worry about?
Hello.
I'm
them a
not
bit
Try to
big-
make them comfortable.
Making them comfortable. That's the
You
job
should.
also to describe and
Just talk about
that.
Yeah, something that we can catch up. We were just talking.
Just keep it like it. We're doing this every day. We've done hundreds of things.
Professional.
It is called personal.
In the FD office, that environment there. So Elle, Gita, Karen, Janet, this is really important to how people are going to feel about the challenge moving
Yeah.
onwards. So when they come in, it's just, hey, these skin folds every day, Karen, for us. So drop your.
Why'd you volunteer then, you idiot?
Why'd you volunteer?
I think I had to take my shirt off, but it's already off now, and I'm on camera, and I don't like that. It's okay.
Remember when we did you with Carlisle?
I forgot that it was on camera.
Okay, so Jenna, the way that I do skin folds is this, all right? It's really important you control where, just like in personal training session, you control where they stand. All right, so Jenna, can you just
You
stand
look lovely, don't worry.
stand here in the middle? All right, so what we're doing is we're taking down the right-hand side of everybody. We only take one side, it's a 12-week challenge. The point that I'm marking for the upper arm measurement and the tricep measurement, I'm just marking the 1 point. So I use this here, what's it called? Test anatomy test? The what? You've got a shoulder, what's that? Is it the
Acromion process.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boom. So I'm feeling, this is what it looks like. You're not going to do this on the clients. Just drop it. Just drop it.
Relax.
It looks like this. Most people, you'll feel that. All right? You don't have to draw
There
that.
it is.
All you're doing is getting them to relax and will you stop that? Feel that point and you make a spot right in the end of it. Then we're feeling, on some people it's really easy, you can see it, the end of the
Elbow.
radius.
On some people,
Yeah.
you've got to lift up.
Yeah. So you're feeling for the end of that bone there, radius, all right?
This
Put a
one.
dot on it. So the great thing about marking the bones is no matter what happens to this person's flesh, these bones are not going to change position. We know we're in the same spot. We're taking the exact halfway measurement point from that point to that point. Don't just go, about and put a dot. Actually look at it.
He didn't say anything. Everyone else
I was
laughed.
just impressed.
So
you
that
made people
says-
put them.
That's
Mary was.
32.2. So I'm going to mark that at 16.1. I'm doing it exact. Alright?
I just realised
And then-
I'm actually doing my measurements.
Talking about exact, then I get my eye line down to that side and transfer it around the tricep.
Yeah.
And then,
That measurement
so
completely
let's
irrelevant.
say, Karen, come up and be my scribe. Swap places, girl, Karen. Alright? So this is the order in which you do it. You're going to practice this, so pay attention. So you want the tape measure underneath the mark that you have made. Now, this is stating the obvious, but when we're taking a girth measurement, people can get in all sorts of trouble with the tape and get really clumsy with it. Anchor your short point and pull your long one over the top, like that.
Love pulling the long one over the top.
Okay, thanks Karen. So upper arm we've got 29.7.
Pull the long one over the top.
You should have done Dave.
Yeah, you should.
We should have done Dave.
I would
Done it,
never have
it's
got
just small
through.
enough.
So 29.5. So
Stop it.
whatever I said. So this guys,
No, I do have
the
cover
scribe
eyes at 21.
needs to be paying attention. All right, because I might call out, I might get stupid with stress halfway through it. You need to be paying attention to what they're measuring. Make sure it's in the right spot there. All right, chest. Traditionally, they say take it at nipple line. That's useless. Why? Why on females?
Because they just.
We've got boobs.
Yeah. If you've got a different bra, it's going to be a different rating. So what are we really measuring around the chest? We're going to measure this here. Okay. So instruct them, get your arms out into a T. You can't do this without getting into their space, I'm sorry. Crease of the chest. Arms down. Just get them. Put it up again. You've not moved down too far, see?
It was too
Right up to
far,
you.
it was in my armpit. Felt weird.
And you just wait for a sec till they're about mid-breath. 90.1. While you're there, just measurement at waist, so we're not taking umbilicus, it's narrowest point. Alright? 73.5. Hips, with hips. What's important here with hips? We're looking at the side, so we've got widest point.
Widest point.
Get a bell bell.
What?
Shoes off or not?
Technically, shoes off, feet together. We don't have time for that in 12-week challenge. Put your feet together. Yeah, technically it should be shoes off, but if you do that with every client, it's going to be painful. And that brings me to the point, are we doing shoes off or shoes on for weigh-ins?
Shoes off.
Shoes off.
Shoes off?
People buy different shoes, they weigh different weights.
So no matter what, everybody shoes off. But sometimes they'll walk into the, you don't want them walking all over the gym with their shoes off. So if they've got their shoes on and you're taking a hip measurement, I'm not too fussed
Just
about
get
it.
them to wear thongs.
No, let's not confuse it. Let's not make too big a deal about it. So we're looking at widest point. The easiest way to see that is from the side. Stop trying to suck it in. 96.2.
I can't suck my butt in. How does
Now,
that
the thigh measurement.
I want a butt. What is that to do?
Okay, thigh measurement, guys.
Sorry.
You can get really tricky about this and do the halfway point between where this tendon turns up and kneecap. Just get them to stand straight. Press your hands against your thighs. Press your hands against your thighs. Measure at longest finger. Right there. Alright? That is just easy. We can come back and recreate it.
You've done it straight too.
Unless
That
it
goes in
was
the fucking fridge, that's what I'm going to do. This is my fault.
50.2. And I get down there and use exactly the same point for the thigh measurement.
It's the most painful part. When it's most painful.
Really?
Good, good
So make sure,
You
Dave,
have to sit down and you're like,
make sure they're standing up straight. They're not doing this. Yeah, because you're on this side. So standing
I
straight.
struggle to get one of these pinch tests on
So
my thighs.
press get them to press both hands on their thighs.
usually
When they're wearing leggings, it's actually easier. All right. Get a skin fold. So skin fold. This is how we skin fold. All right. Think about a butterfly. Elbows out, so you can read. There's nothing worse than doing this. Oh shit. Think about elbows out. Thigh measurement. So you take 3. 1. Just memorise it. That was 20. Oh, 16.
Oh.
Oh, hang on, Blake's here.
17. So I keep going till I've got 2 that are the same. Tricep. Turn around. I've already marked the spot. Right? You grab on.
not the worst bit. Oh.
So you're gonna have to tell them just relax.
Just relax.
It's easier for me if you relax.
Like an injection.
It's what I used to say.
Grab right on the mark. Again, elbows out.
Relax.
Right.
It's easy.
17. So, so triceps are a tricky one to get, especially on large people. Do your best. So we know about grabbing the flesh, pulling it off the muscle.
Yes, I
Alright.
just shake it off.
I've had trainers in the past do this. It's not a skin fold. You've got to lift the flesh and the fat off. 2 measurements at waist. All right, 1 at suprailiac. So we're looking for the iliac crest. That's the point here. Yeah. This is really easy on someone like Jenna because I can feel the front of it. On bigger people, it's really hard. All right. So you want the angle of the iliac crest. I put my thumb in as a spacer. So that's the iliac crest there. I push my thumb in and I'm grabbing up across her chest for the skin fold. So if I was on the reweigh, so you can write 11 there, Karen, thanks. So say that I'm doing the halfway measure
I feel very lean.
and I go like
How
this.
soft it is.
I say to Karen, Karen,
Yeah.
How you check
what,
that?
what was it last time?
11.
11. And I go and I see 25. I think, shit, am I in the right place? Do you know, that's the advantage for getting the scribe to call it out. You really need to make sure you're in the right place. And this is really easy to, especially on a fatter person, it's really easy to stuff up. So that's why the scribe's job is to, you keep going till you at least find something that's the same if they haven't got your results.
Let me see if I get the same one. I have used these before.
And abdominal is the last one, our last skin fold.
She's
Alright,
scribing.
so we're looking at belly button.
3 centimetres.
Alright, about 3 centimetres. So I put that finger, about 3 centimetres, and then Okay, it's a vertical skin fold.
Look at it, it jiggles.
Oh my god, I wish I jiggled as much as you. 14. She's done. Alright, so that, even with interruptions and talking, that took me less than 5 minutes. Okay, Elle, can you run through all of those? On Jenna?
Now.
Yeah.
No, I'm just taking it all in, Di. That's
I need to see if you can do it.
I can do it though. Like
I need to, I'm sorry.
Under pressure, Di.
At least the skin folds,
Oh, yeah,
measurements are not too
I'm
much
not
in that.
sweating.
Measure on my,
Oh, sweaty.
Okay.
I need to see
Biceps
this.
first. Okay, Jenna, I'm just going to do tricep now, so I just need you to relax.
I don't think
Just
we need to
relax.
play role play.
Yeah, just
Where's
just
Mark?
take the measurement.
Just take measurements.
Hold on, where's Mark?
What do you mean?
I've marked, you've marked
Oh,
it.
I thought it was a mom.
Oh, she's on
That's nice, Mark.
Yeah, no, she was on your mole.
I was pressing your mole.
Okay, just let me stop you. Triceps back here.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
You should have out of the way.
Yeah. It takes practice. So hold on, stop. There,
See, told you this isn't a good idea for you under
There.
pressure.
there. So,
Oh, so you want me to
I
actually
want you
grab
to,
it, and where the point is, you
no,
want
I want you to grab it there, and then see how I'm going, elbow up, I want you to grab it there, put it on, see I'm keeping hold of it, don't let go of it, you've got a chance of pulling it off. You
Yeah.
just go like that. I've sort of let go of it, but I'm keeping my fingers there because I can put it on again. So your hand position is the only reason you're struggling with.
Jack, what you eating?
No, grab on and that,
What is it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
and then get it right below. So yeah, right below your fingers, and then just hold on. Yeah, read it there.
You're going to do CPR too?
And
That's
then
my
do it
spoon.
again, get 20 again, you call it out.
20.
Beautiful. Do the one on her.
We've got
It's not the
17
same
more.
one.
She's
Guys,
like,
guys,
it's
right?
not getting fine.
She's game.
She's game. He's game in that.
Oh,
Yeah.
So again,
I like
elbows
gaze
out.
in the arms,
So
gaze
this
in the
arm,
arms,
yeah,
do
you
it.
come from the top and
You've gone
bottom.
to 20.
So you want to do it here. See that?
Probably the only
Yeah,
female that
no.
Yes.
Where
At
is
front,
that?
but in line with
Middle
that.
finger. Okay.
Yeah.
Like there.
Yep, that's good.
Put it up.
And then you do read, don't let go of that spot, read it.
That's it.
And again. Yeah, so you put the skin fold calipers right on your fingers pretty much.
Okay. I've got a few different readings at time.
So you just make sure you're in the same spot. You're going to stop flexing your leg.
I'm not.
I've got my belly fat on there. It's gonna
The
read.
thigh one is hard because it slips.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I was
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
the first time.
And two, so the the
Okay, so
Super
what's
iliac?
the thing with the
so
finger position?
that's the front of your.
like you said to
iliac
do that.
Find
or
the
something.
bow.
So you're going to put that
Yep.
as a spacer, and
As
then
a
grab it up
spacer.
across there, grab your flesh.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And then go
And
like
then put that next to it.
this.
Yeah. In line with that.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody
exactly
is good at
what
skin
I-
folds unless they practice them
Okay.
over and over and over again, which is why I'm sort of forcing Elle to do it.
Okay. Yeah, so I got full.
Okay, and now do the vertical one.
So 3 centimeters from there.
Yep.
That's
See
about-
how now you put your hands right, it's easy.
Yeah, definitely.
And make sure you let the things go and they grab the flesh. Yep.
Am I seeing
Yeah.
that right?
God, consistent.
Yeah. It's the thigh one you're going to struggle with.
Yeah.
That's good. Practice. Do
I'll
about 50 on
practice.
top. All right.
Alright.
And the most important thing,
I've got a pair of those.
most important thing is this.
You know who's
as
the
soon
other
as you got
person
that,
that
that,
That is
yeah,
she's
so much
Blake.
easier.
butterfly wings.
Jenny, you've got to practice too.
Like
Who's
it's
going to be?
I've got some.
He's the only one that
Oh,
No, I need to see it. I need to see it.
When
Come
I get someone.
on. Do you want to do it, or Jack or someone?
Someone take their
Watch
shirt
out for
off.
my
Five the half, for sure. Yeah. Huh? Five.
So mark off his arm
It's so hard to grab.
and measure, and then mark halfway for the jerk measurement, tricep, and then take all the skin folds.
Actually, like easy to grab, like there's a fair bit there.
Okay. So everyone gonna watch this?
You've got a scab on your shoulder.
No, you got to do it right. So let's just put them up. I don't mind. Just be on the spot and it's like you might be able to grab it. See that? Now see that mark?
Yeah.
You just did? Dodgy mark. Where are you going to measure from? Top or the bottom of it?
Top. Where at the
Just do a little.
Just put the top. I've had people go, "Yeah, crosses." Usually you jiggle this around it. You can see the end of the drain. Put a dot right on it.
Are you heading off?
No. I've got a session now.
Have you got that actually on it? The mark, maybe back? No. So you're on inches that side, you're on red centimetres.
Here.
Yeah. So 37. So you're on 18.5, exactly. You good at halving?
Can you put your number down?
Use your scribe if you're not good. Have your scribe with a calculator in front of you. So, yeah. So let me just see you measure that. No. They do your girth measurement at your arm. So
Bank account.
do the
Around.
So remember you said like put your short bit down right below the mark. Yeah, how are you reading it? I can't see anything on it.
It's exactly, it's exactly 38.
Count the dead period. Exactly. So these girth measurements, especially the girth measurements, it's really important. You don't just go, oh, about 38. It is 37.2. I shouldn't see on the sheets all 0.5s and whole numbers for everybody. It shouldn't be that because sometimes it's minuscule. So you take your time. Right, from our old, put that down, the lower, and actually look at it. Where you're at. There you should fit. So you make it exactly. Now, take that marker around exactly to the back on his tricep, so it's right in the middle of the back of his tricep. Turn around, Tom, so everybody else can see.
Good place.
So nice.
Yeah, they do all that.
So does everybody want to keep paying attention? And now, remember the skin folds, the calipers, the way you use them. Grab.
But lamb wangs, chicken wang.
Control where they stand, because in the FD office there's not much room. You're going to have to get them exactly where you want them. Remember which way you grab that. Get your elbows out and up. You grab the skin fold from the top. Up. Yeah. Up.
From the top.
Alright, I'm out.
Yeah.
Does it matter if I do it that way?
Yeah, because when you put things on, you're not going to be able to read it. Yeah, don't let go here. So you just sort of let it go. Keep your hand edge. You're taking more than one.
7.
Yeah.
7.
Yep. Okay.
7.
Yeah.
So,
So
7.
when you're grabbing your skin fold, first thing you're thinking is, all right. When you grab it, you're grabbing it from the top.
Like this. And this.
Elbows up, not the other way.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, make sure your elbows up.
Toes.
Take the
Or the canvas way.
take,
Not this way.
take the thigh one, because I want to see how you deal with a guy with shorts on, because this happens all the time.
Yeah, just
No, the skin folds only.
Hands straight. Face
what's
up.
that finger pulls?
That finger.
So with guys, you're going to have to take those shorts up, get them to pull them up.
I hang to the left anyway. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, now the thigh one is taken on the front.
He's got both foot.
I found it.
Yeah.
Be able to fit.
And then you only call out the number when you know what it is. So your best, your average will be 3. So if you get 17, 17, 20,
12.
yeah, if you get 17, 17, 20, you might call it 18. Or you'll just keep going till you get 3 17s. Alright? And the two at the abdomen, guys, a bit different because, especially on Tom, you're not going to be able to feel his iliac crest. Why?
Okay, it's right there.
Oh, you can on him. So, some guys you can't feel it because that muscle will be completely over the front of it. Some guys it's really hard. Yeah.
Away from the lower obliques there.
No, it's just. So putting in your spacer, yeah, push it into that. You're a little bit upright there. So
You still read it.
yeah, but you need a bit, you need up towards his opposite.
Right off the back.
So that's his iliac crest. You want to go in front of it.
Oh,
so
like that.
you're using your thumb as a spacer, and then you grab up at an angle. That's a 45-degree angle.
Like that.
Yeah. Put down next to you.
Hey.
Yeah. So see, by keeping your fingers there, you keep the same bit of flesh in your fingers. Do you know what I mean? So you're not grabbing all over the place.
Right.
And then do the vertical one as well. Up.
So still. 12. 11. 12.
And just snap your eye out.
Just pull them out.
Practice. This is the most important thing. You've got to take skin fold from the top. You've got to read it from the bottom.
Tom?
Can you as well? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can we do some practice this week? Thank you.
And can you, on the day, run both through it on the morning
Mhm.
and watch it, especially skin folds. Thanks,
Get
girls.
off. Thank you very much.
Jenny, you can stay. Yeah.
Thanks,
Elle, I'll get
Be
you
in
maybe
touch.
come down when I do it at some point.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay, the other thing I'm going to finish off with here is we're going to go into group session planning straight after this.
Can I go to the list?
Yeah. But the session plans, all right, it has to be done the day before. You can't just go out there and say, I'm going to wing it. All right, so you need to have some idea in your head what you're going to be doing the next day for your partner. So Brandon, you're with Karen. So on Friday, you two would catch up. This is what we're going to do. You know, let Karen have a go at planning the whole session, and you give advice. Yeah. Okay. Jack, you're the same. You're with Elle. You know what I mean? One or the other of you. Make sure you know what you're doing before you go out there on a Friday. So either Tom or I are going to ask you every Friday, what are you doing for your session plan? I don't necessarily need to see it written down, but I need to know that you know what you're doing. All right?
Are we,
So anybody got?
are we doing the same thing for each team or?
I'm going to go into that next.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop and have a bit of a break and we're going to start our session plan. All right? But any questions about the measurement days and the 12-week challenge in general? All good?